Jimmy,
what's up?
You watched WrestleMania?
I did, man. What about you?
I did.
It's a current affair.
Man, breath of fresh air is all I can say.
Yeah.
Both nights, I felt like there's obviously Hunter comes out on night one, and it's a new era and all that. And I really kind of felt that through the thing, man. It was old school, and I know some people were probably knocking that first main event night one, but that was old school, man. That was old school. They did the deal where, hey, if you're fired if you count, and so then it was pretty much, they had the referee couldn't do anything. I kind of like that. I kind of didn't. I almost feel like if they'd have done it behind his back, it would have been more heat. But I get it. You can second guess all day long, but it was good. And I loved it, man. They put in time, some heat, selling. There's a lot of selling. The Gunther match.
Oh man.
And I may get confused on what matches were what nights, but the Gunther and Sammy, and I was kind of like, I'm not, because let me say this for the listeners. I don't watch Raw. I don't watch SmackDown. I'll watch a pay-per-view every now and then. Okay. Right. So that's where we're at for me.
Right.
And I'm not sold on Sammy. I think he's a good wrestler. I'm just not sold on him. I'm really not sold on Cody, to be quite honest about it, as a world's champion. But man, everything they did meant something, and it led to something. And it was great in-ring storytelling on a lot of the matches. There was one that I didn't care for too much, and the same one that everybody else didn't care for. And for me, it was just, God, I think that could have been done differently with the super kicks. It might not have been as bad if it hadn't have been so many slaps, apparent slaps on the leg. I mean, it's just like, hey, we are slapping our legs, and we're going to keep doing it for a while.
Yeah.
I think it killed the illusion, man. I understand what they were trying to do, beating the hell out of it. It was almost like exchanging punches, except exchanging super kicks, which a kick is usually supposed to do. If you're a good striker, your kicks, because your legs are stronger, should be, more powerful than your punch. But
right.
I don't know, man. And a lot of people, I guess, couldn't get into that. I don't know, man. I hate to knock it because they're Rikishi's kids, and I love Rikishi to death, and yeah, man. I thought WrestleMania overall was really good stuff, man. Whatever got changed with Vince leaving or whatever the deal is, it's working.
Yeah, there's stories being told.
Yeah,
it's hot, but not hot shot. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're telling great stories. I mean, and you're right. The Usos match. I tell you what, man. I think I figured it out. I think I just prefer them as a tag team. I do. I mean, I mean, you've talked about it. I think that with Jamie and I, when they split us up, it just didn't work. It just didn't work. So I kind of feel for them, but at the same time, they put the match together. I don't know. Like I said, I know what they were trying to get at, but it just didn't work. I think, like I said, the slaps had a lot to do with that, in my opinion. Yeah,
and Bobby Eaton started that slapping stuff, with the left arm, and dude, it was out of nowhere. He did it that one time, and and then everybody caught on to it. Not onto him, but after everybody started doing the slap punches, you can't do it every time.
Right.
And I ain't going to say I ain't slapped my thigh on a football kick to the stomach or something, but I don't do it every time, man. You can't just keep doing that. I don't agree with that. But the Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, I've seen that knocked a little bit, but on my opinion, that's one of the better matches, one of the best matches of night one. Becky has apparently been sick. I mean, I really couldn't tell. I don't know. I thought people were like, "Oh, she didn't put on a good performance." I thought they had a really good match. So, overall, I think WWE is rolling in the best direction they've rolled in a long time. And it also shows you, man, with the end of the main event on night 2, old school's still around, baby. People like it, man. People like it.
Yeah. And I mean, dude, they just, some people complained that it wasn't Stone Cold. It was The Undertaker. But, maybe just Stone Cold said no. Maybe he just wasn't going to be in the area. And, Taker's going to be there. And also, I was thinking of it from this perspective. Stone Cold and The Rock are a little more evenly matched. I could see Taker coming in cold, totally no buildup whatsoever, and they believed that he could just choke slam The Rock and get him out of there. The one funny thing that I noticed several people doing, like whether it was the rock bottom to The Rock or just how different the size of these new guys are compared to guys like The Rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it felt like Cody did that one rock bottom on the tables from the other tables, and it just felt like, man, you could tell The Rock's a heavy boy.
Yeah.
And then, Undertaker's always got that little pant jerk he does to help get him up, but it was good. And I think just like I've heard you say so many times before, to build up that night, that shining night, you have to have the biggest, baddest, meanest, ugliest, fire-breathing dragon out there.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. And is Cody going to go down in history as the greatest of all time as champion? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe so. Yeah. But when it comes down to it, it was what the story needed. And it just makes me feel like, so many people were saying, I don't know if that should have happened. I don't know if I think the Roman should have kept it. I just think it was time to pay that story off,
Yeah. And they've been begging for it. And then you got people going, oh no, people are going bitch, man. And it's just my thing. If you like wrestling, you like that. If you just watch wrestling to critique it, you've never been out there, or you've never been out of your state or whatever.
Right.
You can sit down.
Sit down.
Don't watch it or something, man. But I thought it was really good. Really good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, what rating would you give it while we're about to wrap up talking about WrestleMania? What rating would you give it?
Okay, well, I'm not Dave Meltzer, so I will just say that it was damn good. Yeah. That's what I rated, damn good.
Yeah, I was going to say like B plus A, something like that.
Man, I mean, it's hard to... because there's so many different matches, and so overall it was damn good is what I give it, man. It was cool. I really liked, and I called it, but I didn't call it beforehand, but I seen Ray coming down looking like the Philadelphia Eagles, and I thought, that's cool. That's very cool. He always does something sort of like that. But as soon as those dudes jumped the rail, I was sitting here with Isaiah. As soon as those dudes jumped the rail, I was like, that's two of the Eagles. He goes, how do you know? I said, well, that one's Jason Kelsey. I just knew it.
It's either the Eagles or Demolition just jumped because those were some hosses, man.
Yeah, man.
And
people don't understand, man, how big the NFL linemen are, man. And I do, because you know my Titans story with TNA.
Right.
The boys are.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, our buddy Dennis Kelly, you've stood beside him before.
Yeah. Looked up at him last week.
Big man.
The weather was.
Yeah, that was a cool touch for the home team. That was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I love stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
It really, and just knowing where his roots were from as far as The Rock's work and everything. And I'm sure he was kind of the producer on that match. I would guarantee that almost.
Sure.
And he didn't have help, with Michael Hayes or something like that. But that was a lot of Memphis in that match, man.
There was, man, very much. Yeah, I saw that. I've heard people say that too.
To break it down, I can hear myself saying, "Okay, we'll start out, little bullshit in the ring, and then let's just get wild. Let's go out in the crowd, let's fight, and then we'll settle it down and bring it back in." I don't know how many times I said that, and that's what they did, man. They did that, and then started being heels.
Yeah,
being heels, man, and I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it.
And everybody knew that they had to win the night before because Cody had to vanquish the ultimate everything, Bloodline rules, throw everything you can at him. I even thought maybe some more. I know they've signed Rikishi's other son, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga, which is Haku's son. I know they've signed them, and a lot of people were expecting them to maybe do a run-in to, add more to the Bloodline. But I don't know where the Bloodline storyline goes. I mean, there's certainly ways to make it continue, and there's ways to kill it entirely, and
at this point, we're a week behind the way we do our show,
right,
but it'll probably be spelled out by the time we're talking about this, or not spelled out, but at least started in a different direction, or
of course
on however they're going to do it. But yeah, man, overall damn good. And usually we don't talk about current stuff, but I'm sold on the product right now. I'm down.
Yeah. It's in a good spot for sure, and I'm happy.
It is, man. It's a breath of fresh air.
Absolutely.
So cool, man. So there's our current affairs for you folks that have been wanting us to talk about current affairs. So there it is.
It's a current affair.
And if you want more, let us know, right?
Yeah, for sure. If you want anything, let us know. We're open to ideas and questions and all that.